If you have the same Instagram preferences as me, you are likely to have been spammed on how to make money through NFTs over the past 6 to 12 months. While many of these clips seem spammy and questionable in their legitimacy, there may be a more mainstream way to gain exposure to the NFT movement via stocks. And that's where TAKUNG Art Company Limited could be a more legitimate pathway into the NFT market. Hi again everyone, I hope you're all doing well. As the introduction suggests, today I am doing a video that was a request from a viewer, which is about a stock which has not really appeared on my radar before, that being TAKUNG Art Company, ticker symbol TKAT or TKAT. Like this video, if there is a particular stock you'd like me to take a look at in the future, mention a ticker symbol in the comments and I will see what I can do. Anyway, as I haven't looked at this stock before, for my own understanding and yours, TAKUNG Art Company Limited is a holding company. The company, through Hong Kong TAKUNG Assets and Equity of Artworks Exchange, based in Hong Kong, and its subsidiaries, operates an electronic online platform located at www.takungai.com for artists, art dealers, and art investors to offer and trade artwork. Through Hong Kong TAKUNG and its subsidiaries TAKUNG Shanghai, and TAKUNG Cultural Development in Tianjin, the company offers online listing and trading services that allows artists, art dealers, owners to access an art trading market where they can engage with a range of investors. Its platform also makes investment in high-end artworks accessible to ordinary people without financial resources. The company's platform is an all-electronic trading system which consists of host computers, client-side terminals, and related communication systems. Its trading system supports the trading and payment and settlement of artwork units either in the form of NFT, aka non-fungible tokens, or via shares registered through their platform in artworks which they hold. So to boil it down, the company makes its money largely through transactions on the platform and looks to also invest in assets that complement the platform, aka artwork and NFTs, which could bring revenue through transactions and appreciation in the future. So this company has actually been around for quite a while, over 10 years in fact, being established in 2009. So obviously the move into the NFT space is a more recent one for TAKUNG Art. And as such, I want to focus on that side of business. I'm not going to give you my personal thoughts on the NFT or crypto industry, as that is for you to work out personally. And for the reason that, of course, none of what I'm about to say is investing advice. In saying this, here are a few objective pieces of information that I do want to highlight for you about the stock that I would consider when making a decision around putting money into the company. Firstly, and perhaps where there is a bit of interest on my part, the stock did have a monster rally back in the heights of meme mania, where it got as high as $75 per stock. The stock has since been on a fairly consistent decline, punctuated by a number of rallies, nowhere near to the scale of the previous ones along the way. In fact, recently the stock does seem to be staging a bit of a comeback at the moment in the face of the poor market sentiment, which seems to have been particularly devastating for growth stocks like this one lately. However, it's been an exception. But generally, this is a stock where I think there is potential to make short-term gains through a day or swing trade based on the choppy movements in the charts. The next point, which I think is worth highlighting, is the state of the financials. This is a company with a market cap of only about $54 million at the moment, and with only a small float of around 14 million shares. And this is perhaps why it has been able to have these short, swift, and somewhat parabolic rallies, hence why I think it could present a number of good short-term trading opportunities. One positive thing I like about the stock is that it does have a positive tangible book value of about $1.43 per share, or net assets of $20 million as a company as of Q3 2021. I haven't been able to find Q4 data, unfortunately, which perhaps reflects the business's relatively low overheads to run, as well as the valuation of any art or NFT assets which they were holding. It's also worth remembering that since these books were published, that there has been a bit of a cooling on the whole NFT movement, and this company claims to also invest in artwork, which I assume includes NFTs, which perhaps is a sign that some of the NFT assets could have dropped in value in recent times. So they might not have such flattering books in the near future. In terms of company earnings, last quarter they posted $3 million in revenue, which shows strong quarter-on-quarter growth in sales, as the previous one only had $1 million in revenue. And this probably reflects the platform opening up to the NFT space. However, there were $5 million in selling and operating expenses incurred in that same quarter, giving the company a loss of actually $2 million for the quarter, or negative 16 cents per share. If losses like this continue, that tangible book value is going to continue to shrink, and with only $9 million in cash and cash equivalents on the books, I would estimate that TKAT has only about 1 year of cash if their current burn rate is to continue. Now, given that there is a bit of a correlation between NFTs and cryptocurrency, as they both look to be pillars in whatever our future metaverse may look like, I think we get another problem for this stock. That being Bitcoin and cryptocurrency at large is obviously an asset class that is hotly debated in terms of its validity. However, one of the original and still prominent beliefs that underpins the Bitcoin and crypto movement is that it will present an alternative to the existing financial and equity markets, and could basically act as a hedge against fiat currencies while also being a rival to gold. But from what I have seen, this appears to have been a misguided expectation, at least in the past 12 months anyway. If you look at the height of the crypto and NFT boom last year, it actually aligns with the booms in the stock market that were led by many of the high growth tech companies, where if it were to be a hedge against these systems, it should have been going in the opposite direction. And that brings us to when markets are generally declining, particularly the growth stocks, crypto and NFTs appear to be following this same narrative. And it's also worth pointing out that people who look at art as a form of investment also see art as a bit of a hedge against things like inflation. So NFTs seem to be going in the opposite direction yet again. So this makes me think for TKAT to really turn it around, we're going to need to see a bit of a reversal in the crypto and growth sectors for the economy, as its company profile is connected to and categorized by these characteristics, which for the moment doesn't look immediately forthcoming. And when you consider that, at least in terms of the growth stocks, many of them really hurt when interest rates are high, as many of them rely on debt to fund their projects in their early stages. Given the expected high rise to interest rates the market is going to have this year, I'm kind of expecting more pain for growth stocks, and by extension the crypto and NFT scene. That is, of course, if crypto and by extension NFTs can manage to de-merge their valuation from being linked with growth stocks and rather start being the hedge against fiat currency, which many fans are hoping that they will become. Which to me, I can't actually see happening at the moment. And I think this is what we have been seeing in the stock price for TKAT in recent times. Anyway, that is where I will leave it with this one. I think making a long-term play with this stock as an NFT investment at the moment is a bit of a high risk, but possibly a high return play if the space does reverse its current momentum. If you have faith in momentum returning to the NFT/crypto scene, it is not the worst option out there, as it has already demonstrated the capacity to generate cash flows. And given its business model of being an online website, it is one that has low overheads once this NFT side gets more established. And it also has diversified income revenue streams because it is open to general art investment. But you have to ask yourself, how busy will an NFT marketplace be in the future now that the initial excitement has slowed a little? And will there be a return to the momentum that we saw last year? Also, if markets don't turn around by the end of the year, will a company be looking to undertake an equity raise or increase their liabilities in order to survive? And what will such an action have on the underlying stock value? Clearly, the move into the NFT space gave the company an initial sugar rush, but I suspect the move was one to rejuvenate a business model that was stagnating and hoping to capture a wave, which at least at this stage appears to have been a short-lived one. Not that I'm giving you investing advice, but personally, I would look at this stock more for short-term trading at the moment rather than a long-term investment play. Anyway, I hope this video was kind of useful or at least interesting. Do you think we are going to see a turnaround in the NFTs scene again soon? Will TKAT be able to ride out of the current slump? Let me know your thoughts on TAKUNG Art Company in the comments below. Till next time, everyone, may the markets trade in your favor. Cheers.